President Trump recently stated that American farmers are at the front lines of the ongoing trade war with China. The administration is considering subsidies for farmers, but Trump has warned there are no winners in a trade war, and going against the world will only lead to self-isolation. These remarks follow the administration's decision to raise tariffs on Chinese goods, setting off a global ripple effect. Once the backbone of global food production, American farmers now face a staggering collapse in trade stability as tariffs devastate key agricultural markets. Let's begin with soybeans, a crop that used to symbolize U.S. agricultural dominance. Before the trade war, American soybeans were a crucial export to China. However, after Trump imposed a 145% tariff on Chinese goods, China retaliated with a 125% tariff on U.S. soybeans. As a result, soybean sales to China plummeted by over 90%. This has forced many farmers, particularly in Iowa and Illinois, to abandon soy and switch to corn. Despite a slightly broader market, corn is far from a silver bullet. With rising costs for fertilizer and diesel and a flood of new supply pushing down prices, many farmers predict 2025 could be their breaking point. The pork industry is also suffering. Once the third largest supplier of pork to China, the U.S. is now irrelevant in the Chinese market. Retaliatory tariffs have driven the cost of U.S. pork up by over 170%, leading China to turn to Brazil, the EU, and the UK. Although U.S. pork is being redirected to Mexico and the Philippines, these countries cannot absorb the demand once supplied by China. As a result, pork prices have fallen, cold storage is filling up, and layoffs are imminent in the sector. The dairy industry has been hit hard as well. With China imposing a 125% tariff, U.S. dairy exports to China have nearly disappeared. Milk prices are dropping, and processors are warning of potential closures unless new markets are found soon. Meanwhile, feed prices remain high due to supply chain disruptions and avian flu outbreaks, exacerbating the financial strain on dairy farmers. The fruit industry is also facing a crisis. Farmers in Washington and Oregon, who once relied on China as a major buyer, have seen export revenues drop by over 70%. Countries like India have kept tariffs high, and nations like Australia and Japan have banned certain U.S. fruits. Apples are being processed instead of sold fresh. Cherries are being discarded, and pear orchards are left unpicked. What do you think about this case? Drop your thought in the comment, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.